living in the projects and what I've learned from living in the projects. Now, I should note that I am now 27 years old, and it's been 2 decades since I have lived in the projects, right? It's been 2 decades, and me turning 27 just a few days ago, it's caused me to want to revisit the past and kind of shed some insight on anybody that's, who's went through that situation, or anybody who doesn't know what that situation is like. So I'm here to break it down for you. So here we go. And it's not all good, it's not all bad, but I will start this off by saying that I never even thought, I never knew I was in the projects. Like, I never felt like I was in the projects, it never seemed like I was in the projects, like we were Section 8, or we were in affordable housing, or we were barely getting by. It seemed like we had everything, it seemed like we weren't needy of certain things. You feel me? So, starting this off, it was a 4-bedroom that I'm remembering now. It was a 4-bedroom, which is crazy. And 4-bedroom flat. Stay with me, because I'm talking about when I was 7 years old and younger. So I'm 27 now. It was 20 years ago. All right, guys. But as I can remember correctly, it was a 4-bedroom, 2-bath. It was me, my grandma, her dad, so my grandfather, my great grandfather, my mom. Did I say me? My mom, my aunt, my aunt T, my aunt, I'm not gonna say their names, my aunt T, my aunt S, my aunt T, my other aunt T, my uncle, and my aunt. So it was 11. Oh, and her 2 kids. It was 13 of us, all right? It was 13 of us in a 4-bedroom. Now, I remember so many great things from living there, right? Number one, it never seemed like we were in Section 8 or, affordable housing, because my grandma did not play, bruh. She did not play. The house stayed spick and span to the crack in the corner that you wouldn't even expect. Like, she held everybody to a high standard. So that is a big reason why I never thought we were in the projects, just because of how neat and tidy the house stayed. Like, there was never a dull moment when it came to that house and it being dirty. I'm holding my phone, sorry. I wanted to fall out. I gotta get a phone holder. There was never a dull moment when it came to that house being clean, bro. I put that on her life, because she died in 2009. There was never a dull moment with that house being clean, bruh. There was never a dull moment. She did not play. And to this day, everybody holds their house to that same standard, which is a great thing. It's a great thing to instill in your children, keeping things neat and tidy. So that was one reason I never really thought or seemed like we were in the projects, because everything stayed clean. People in the projects don't keep their house clean usually. It's the complete opposite. Like, it's almost like you are your surroundings, right? You live in the projects, so your house is dirty and infested and, all that other stuff. We didn't have that. We didn't have that. My brightness is too bright. Golly. All right, it's the spot I'm in. Bear with me. I found a few loves there living in the projects. My love for drumming, I still love drumming to this day. My love for music, You know, I'm an old soul, so I love the older jams. You know, I love Frankie Beverly and the Isley Brothers, and I love some rock too. You know, some R&B. Like I'm an old soul, bro. So like all music, I love it. You know what I'm saying? And it resonates with my soul, you know, better than newer music. I still like newer artists, but old music takes the hat, bro. I'm sorry. Old music has my heart. So my love for music, my love for WWE, you know, action figures were hot, man. I used to love WWE, bro. I had like all the action figures, you know, I would get them for birthdays. Family members would get it for me. My love for music, my love for drumming, my love for action figures, my love for reading books, and, well, listening to people read books, because not really myself reading, but, you know, listening to people read, it was just so fascinating. I remember having this book, and it would talk to you, and it would sing songs, and that was like my favorite book of all time, bro. I remember specifically my mom saying it would be delivered, and I remember specifically the UPS guy coming to drop it off. I was so enthused to get it open, because I already knew what it was, but, you know, for whatever reason, it was being delayed. But I remember specifically, bro, looking out the window for this book to be delivered, and it finally got delivered, and I was just like, oh my God, thank you so much. And I remember I would press those buttons nonstop, bro. After it was stop singing, I'd start it again. I would start it again. I did not care, bro, how many times I listened to it in that day. But my love for ice cream, bro. My love for ice cream. I remember my grandma getting, from wherever she found this, whatever crevice of the earth, she found this tub of ice cream. It was literally the biggest tub of ice cream I could recall. And thinking about it right now in this very moment, it was the same tub of ice cream you would see at an ice cream store. That is exactly what it was. You know how you go to an ice cream store and they've got like the buckets in the freezer like that? That's exactly that is exactly what she had, bro. It was a butter pecan tub of ice cream. And I remember eating that thing, and I was like, oh my God, this is the greatest thing I've ever eaten in the 7 years of my life. What is this, and what is it called, and why is it so damn good? Like, oh my God. But I remember that, bro. And I just remember, you know, my grandma keeping meals made, bro. Like, back in the old days, bro, that's all mothers knew, was to cook and make sure the family ate, no matter how they had to get it, no matter where they had to get it from. I just remember having hot meals, bro. It was a wonderful time. I remember our neighbors, it was like a whole family of Haitian people, and right across it was like a whole family of Spanish people. I think it was like 15 of them in there, and they were in the 3-bedroom. I know that because we would go over there, me and my cousins, and, you know, we would play outside and all that other extra stuff. I remember having lights shut off at one point. I remember having no water. I remember, you know, going with my grandma for groceries and her pulling out them food stamps, you know what I'm saying? Because there wasn't no card back then, bro. It was straight stamps, you feel what I'm saying? It was coupons. I remember her using those coupons, bro, every time we went. I remember going to the food banks. I remember, you know, even going to the shelters for food at some points. I remember my mom driving this little Honda Accord. I don't even know how she got that, but it was like a little Honda Accord. I want to say like a 95, something like that. Probably was an 80 now that I think about it. I don't think it was no 95. I remember my mom doing hair, that she was trying to go to hair school, and her passion for doing hair and cutting hair. I remember us going to church all the time, you know, and I just remember us trying to make the most out of what we had, bro. I remember cracking my tooth. I freaking chipped my tooth running outside, and I got it fixed not really fixed, but I had it repaired, as you will. They did like a filler or filling and kind of molded it around. And to this day, I still have it. It's still good. I got it fixed when I was 18, I think. Now I'm 27, so it's still holding up. I'm sure I'm gonna have to get it repaired again, you know, later in life. But as of right now, it's still holding up, man. But I went like half of my life with that chipped tooth, which is so crazy. And I remember it so specifically, just running outside, playing, you know, being carefree, not knowing really what pain is. And man, just running and falling. And for some odd reason, my mouth stayed open and I just chipped right there. Oh my God, it hurt so bad, bro. I remember going in the house crying to my grandma because my mom was out, you know, working. She had a job trying to make the little money she could make. And, you know, my grandma just telling me it was okay. And then I went back outside, continued to run like nothing happened. As kids, bro, you're just so clueless of the world and what's going on. You know, you're just looking to keep having fun. Oh my God, I remember literally, I don't know what caused, maybe I thought it was water, or maybe I just wanted to know what this was. You know, I think I thought it was water though. But I remember drowning my face in bleach at the laundromat. My mom was doing laundry and I just decided to take the bleach, being curious like a kid, and I like drowned my face in the bleach thinking it was water. That by far, I would have to say, is the greatest pain of my life. Physical pain. I know none of you guys have had bleach in your eyes because I'm like the only person in history to do that. It hurts so bad. And you want to open your eyes so bad. Let me tell you, it is impossible to open your eyes with bleach in your eyes, bro. It is impossible. It is the worst pain by far. I will say it's up there. I'm not gonna say it's the worst pain because there's a ton of more things, but it feels like someone is literally clawing your eyes out, bro. Clawing your eyes as if they're wide open, like you're like this and somebody's just I don't want to put that image in your eyes, in your mind, but it hurts that bad, bro. Oh my God. It's a miracle I can even see, because as I know now, bleach, you can go blind from something like that. So 100% a miracle that I did not go completely blind from that, and I still have 20/20 vision and I'm in good health. But man, it's crazy. It's just crazy, bro. Outside looked pretty average, I'm not gonna lie. It just looked regular. I will say I wasn't in one of the worst affordable housing Section 8 vibes. I will say that because I've seen a lot through the years, and to be honest, it could just be the time, right? A lot of things were better back then than they are now. Now everything is ran through because it's been years, right? When I was younger, I guess it was just kind of classified as poor people housing, but it wasn't really poor people ran through, if that makes sense. Like if you were to go back there to this day, right now, hell yeah, it looks like modern day Section 8, because I still have family who lives there, not there, but in the town, because you know, the town is my home city. It's my home. So I still have my grandmother on my dad's side who still lives there. But I mean, it's overall such a poor town. I think I wouldn't put the population over 20,000 people. Like it's a relatively small town. Everybody knows everybody. But to say that, I would say that I don't think we were in the worst low-income poverty housing. Because as I can remember, I don't remember everything being ran through. I do remember there being vastly large families living in a single unit. I do remember seeing, occasionally, some people, they kind of, you are your environment, right? So I do remember some people having messed up blinds and, paint coming off their door, and obviously rundown cars in the parking lots. But as far as the overall scale of the community, you didn't really think you were in Section 8 because it didn't really give off Section 8. But the poorest people of the town live there. So I will say that about it. I do remember my grandma having a job at a supermarket, working in a deli. She was a tremendous cook. Everybody in that town to this day remembers her for her cooking, and it's, to be honest, it's such an honor, because I also loved her cooking too. I didn't get too much of it, right? Maybe it stopped about when I was 12, so I didn't get to experience a lot of it. I do remember it though. I remember it so well. It was always so good and so warming and so heartfelt. But she worked at a deli, in the deli, slicing and also cooking and prepping. I remember us having a laundromat. We didn't have the laundromat in-house. It was out at the clubhouse. So we would go, well, it was kind of like an own thing, but it was by the clubhouse. And that was good because if you didn't pay your utilities or your water, you still could wash your clothes. So I love that. We did go a lot of times without light, and we went a lot of times without water. The good thing was my other grandma, she's always lived there too. And so if push came to shove, I knew I could go over there, me and my mom, and she always had some chicken ready to cook for us and fry. And I just had so many other cousins over there because, like I said, bro, I literally grew up there. So like a third of my family lived there, which is crazy. All my aunts and uncles was there and their kids. It was like, we're talking there, my whole other side of the family lived there. So I had everything there. I could just go there, and it was kind of like an escape. But yeah, I could always just go there. But yeah, man, we had the laundromat in the community. All you needed was some quarters. That's it. You got some quarters, you got 4 quarters. I think it was 3 quarters at the time. You got 3 quarters at the time, you go wash your clothes. And you need 3 more to dry them. So I love that. I know now, I haven't been to a laundromat in so long because, we've got a house now, and generally they all come with appliances like that. So but the last time I went, they was using credit card readers, bro, which is just mind blown to me how times have changed, right? So I haven't lived in the projects over 2 decades. It's been 20 years. It's taught me, funny enough, it's taught me to value family because I was always surrounded, by loved ones and my cousins, and we was always so tight knit. So it's taught me to value family. It's taught me to value a nice home cooked meal because everybody don't have that, bro. Everybody doesn't have that, and it's. I was fortunate to have that because there were people in real low down poverty units who didn't have warm meals, who didn't have their grandma, because, and it's so important to have a grandma, bro. If your grandma's still here, tell her you love her, bro. Thank God I have 2 blood grandmas still here to this day. But the one I lived with, she passed 2009. But man, it just shows the importance, to have that wisdom around you and to be able to make something when you don't see the vision. You feel what I'm saying? To be able to make something out of something that you don't even think will be able to do it, but it can. right? But you just need that wisdom to be able to bring it into fruition, what you see is possible. So I'm just thankful for having her, bro, at that time period in my life and being with her. But it's taught me to value family. It's taught me to value a nice warm meal. It's taught me to value people around you, you know, just having your aunts and your uncles, just the same thing as family, bro. It's just taught me to value that. It's taught me to value and take time for myself. You know, I still play drums occasionally. I love music. Music is such a part of me. You know, I play it from the time I wake up to the time I go to sleep, bro. Music is such a big part of my life. And you know, it's good for coping too. It could instantly brighten up your day. If you're down, you know, music could uplift you out of the lowest points in life. But it's taught me that I don't want to be on Section 8, bro. Even though it didn't look like I was in Section 8, I was in Section 8. You feel what I'm saying? It taught me that I didn't really want to be in that environment because it wasn't the best environment. You know, it's not the best environment to be brought up in, right? And I'm thankful that it was only a small percentage of my life to where I didn't grow up in it, you know, with 100% consciousness. But I was still in my earlier years to where everything just looked fine and dandy. You know, it didn't really have a huge impact on my life and my upbringing. Plus, I had great people around me. You know, there wasn't a lot of drugs going on, and, you know, there weren't people coming inside selling crack. So I'm so thankful that that wasn't a part of my life. But it taught me that I don't want to be in that environment, you know, because it's not just my environment. It's not just where I'm at. It's where my neighbors are at. You know, what my neighbors do, what my neighbors say, what the people across the street wear. You know, it's not just me. It's my total environment, because it's not only what you see and what your household does. It's what the people around you do as well that affects you, right? And so it taught me I don't want to be in that environment. I don't want to be in Section 8. I don't want to have to live like this. You know, it seemed like we got it, but I don't want to have to make things stretch. You feel what I'm saying? I don't want to try to make things out of nothing. You feel me? And there's nothing against that, because when you first come up in this world, bro, you gotta make something out of nothing, bro. You gotta make something out of nothing. But what you have to do, you gotta make something out of nothing, and then you have to sustain it. You have to continue to improve and elevate and motivate to keep going. I feel like a lot of people stay because they don't have that motivation. They don't have that drive. They're content with paying the lowest amount in rent, which then affects your overall consciousness of the world and the people around you and how your kids are raised and your environment and how you see things and how you feel about the government, and just it affects your overall health living in a poor environment. Like you live less long. Like it plays such a big part in your day-to-day life and your overall health. It's crazy. But I feel like a lot of people just stay in that mindset because it's easy, right? I don't have to work as hard. I know my rent is only $100 a month, and I'm just throwing that out there. But maybe it was, bro, in the early 2000s for low income. $100 a month. It's crazy. But yeah, I feel content paying $100 a month. I feel content knowing I have food stamps coming, that I don't have to worry about groceries. I feel content only making $10 an hour because I don't have to pay that much in monthly expenses. I know everything else is covered by the government. So we got to get out of that mindset, bro. You have to want more for yourself. You got to want, there's more to life than just getting by. You feel me? There's more to life than just making it. You have to live. You got to be able to live and show your kids what it's like to live, because it's very generational. being brought up like that. It's very generational, and it's crazy and it's sad. But when you're not taught and you're brought up in an environment like that, right, it weighs on you, and your family continues to live like that generation after generation after generation, because nobody broke the cycle. Nobody wanted better for themselves. Nobody wanted better for their kids. So we all just think this is the norm when it's not the norm. It's not the norm. Right? I mean, today's society, it is the norm, but it's not the norm in the aspect of this isn't what it should be, right? This isn't what it should be like. This isn't how you should be living. But it just feels so normal. It feels so complacent. It feels so non-restricting that it's easy, and I just want to do this because I don't have to put any effort towards life, right? I will say that I'm grateful for that time period in my life, because it's almost like it's how they say, if you give somebody $1 million straight away, they'll blow it all, right? But if you've worked your way through and to earn that $1 million, you're gonna cherish it. You're gonna do the right things more with it versus just blowing it, right? So I'm very grateful for that time period in my life, because it showed me both sides of the spectrum. No, I'm not rich, but I'm well off, right? I'm well off. I've got a nice career paying job. I've got a beautiful fiance. I've got 3 dogs that are my sons that we love. They're so amazing. But it showed me both sides of the spectrum, and it showed me that I don't want to be one side. I want to stay on that other side. I want to be well off. I don't want to be just complacent with where I am and barely making it, and depending on the government and, hoping that they'll extend our food stamps, and hoping that we don't make enough to continue getting certain benefits, and hoping that I don't get laid off because the little $10 I make, even though it doesn't really cover a lot of my utilities and my bills, I still need it to just get by. So I'm very thankful for that. I'm grateful for that time period in my life. I'm grateful for the time I got to spend with a lot of my family, bro. Just a lot of my family, because as you get older, you spend less time with your family, which is crazy, but it's just life, bro. You get older, people veer off, want to move to different states and cities, and it's just hard to, connect, bro. It's hard to connect. The world is too damn big. You got people in Texas, people in Washington. You got work. Work takes up so much time of a lot of our lives, and when you're not working, bro, you're just trying to spend the time with people closest to you, who's right next door, and enjoy your day off and then get right back to it on Monday. So I'm very thankful for that time period in my life, bro. Just spending it with my family and being around them, because a lot of people don't have that. A lot of people have been in Section 8, and it's just them. It's just lonely. But I'm thankful that I didn't feel lonely. I felt occupied. I felt accommodated. I was always surrounded by people, and I just felt genuine love, even though we weren't in the best situation. So I'm very thankful for that. It's in Florida. I lived in Florida. I've always lived in Florida except for 3 years ago. We moved to Charlotte, North Carolina, me and my fiance. But I grew up in Florida. I was raised in Florida. And the town that I grew up in, it's called Indiantown, Florida. Originally, it was a whole Indian, kind of like an Indian town. That's why I'm so stupid. Sorry, guys. It's Indian town because it was legit an Indian town back in the day, way before I was born. My grandmother, the one who's still alive and the one who still lived there, she is of Indian descent. So that's why she moved there. And originally she is from Georgia, but her family lived there, so that's a whole nother thing. But grew up there, bro. Like I said, under 30,000 people live there. I'm probably exaggerating that number. It's probably way less, but I'm just trying to be generous because I know over time populations increase. But Indiantown, Florida, I grew up in Booker Park, which is in Indiantown. There's only like two parts of it. You got Booker Park and then you got the other thing, which I've never really heard anybody call the other part. But we were in Booker Park, and in there we were in a Pahokee community living. It was, I forget the housing, but it was in Pahokee. That was the little subdivision we were in, inside of Booker Park. Booker Park would be like the town within Indiantown. Indiantown was the, I guess you could say, the city we lived in, which it's nowhere near a city. But to kind of just make thought of, so you guys know what I'm talking about. And yeah, bro, we thugged it out, man. We thugged it out. But very thankful for those times, bro. Very thankful. And I'm thankful that I don't have to live like that anymore. I'm thankful that I don't have to be in situations like that, for sure. I learned a lot. I loved a lot. Fascinating times, bro. Fascinating times. Let me know if you guys got any information you would like to share in the comment section. How you were brought up, if you've ever experienced, low income housing or anything like that. But man, 27 years old now, and to just reminisce on times like that, bro, and have so many memories from there, it's crazy. I literally still got the cracked tooth, bro, the chipped tooth. Only thing is, right now, I got it repaired when I was 18, so crazy, bro. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate you.